What do you?
I actually...
But let me ask you this. How many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
That's a question I will not answer.
No.
A lot.
20. You smoke a pack.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, no, but please,
Yeah.
and in answering these, please be honest. Because if you
It's twice as much.
smoke 40 cigarettes a day,
Okay.
so, and you take, and do you enjoy every single
No.
of the... Okay, so there are some cigarettes you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
So please don't say I enjoy smoking, because sometimes you don't enjoy smoking.
Right now,
That's
I will
important.
enjoy the heck out of one cigarette.
No, seriously.
I am serious.
No, but no, wait a minute. Just for the sake of record, you say I like smoking, but you don't like all the cigarettes you
No.
smoke. At least you don't like some of the puffs of some of the
Yeah.
cigarettes. Yes, it's true. Some people say, oh yeah, I like it. And then when you ask them this, then they realize sometimes it's revealing. You can see it in their eyes. They say, wait a minute, maybe I really don't like all the cigarettes I smoke, and I spend all this money, and it makes me unhappy, makes me unhealthy. So it just seems really
Yeah, you stink,
stupid.
your place stinks.
Yeah, exactly.
You have bad breath.
Look, the thing is that you can try to predict the future, but what I saw come up was time,
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's time involved in it, but maybe not. Because with the physical dependence, yes, there's always time involved, but psychologically, you can change like that. It depends on the insight. You know, when you really understand something deeply, then time becomes irrelevant, because all those excuses you had to defer these things just suddenly are fallen off. Now you're totally naked. You have nothing to hang on to. Look, my friend, all of these things you're saying...
You're disagreeing with me
No,
completely.
it's not that I disagree, but it just seems unnecessary.
What, to have an image?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on a second. So you have no image of yourself?
You need to have shoes to walk in the street.
Yeah.
Do you have to have an image of yourself to walk in the street?
Yeah. Because that's who you are. If you're not aware of who you are, how can you do anything in life?
All these things you're saying, I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
But I could delete all of those items about who I am and my self-image, and that would still stand.
What would be left? Nothing.
Left nothing with the who I am, yes. Because I am nothing anyway. I mean, look, before we go too far.
Well, it's okay. Keep going. It's okay.
First of all...
You're getting tired as well.
No, I'm just thirsty.
Okay.
Talking about image, self-image, who I am. Let's look at the question of what is an image. What...
Self-awareness.
No, wait a minute. What is an image made out of? This table is made out of iron. What is an image made out of? What are the building blocks of an image?
There's an image. A picture.
Yes, and what is it made out of? It's made out of thinking.
Yes.
Without thought, there is
Yes.
no image.
Yes.
If you're walking down the street and your brain is completely quiet, you're walking down the street, there is birds singing, watch the trees, you're just going to catch the bus, and your brain is absolutely quiet. Just listening. There is no image.
Then you feel and you don't think.
There is no image. So thought, image is made out of thinking. Now, what is thinking? Thinking is a response of the past. First of all, is a material process. It's something which happens between movement between the neurons in the brain, and it's based on what you've experienced in the past. But the point is that control is out of the question. But when the mind understands itself, how its activity is limited in this realm of time, past experience projected into the future, when it sees this thing that everything it does is very limited. Now, when we're talking technologically, if I am discovering some, going through some physics problems or doing some mathematical formulas or something, then I do need to rely on that past knowledge. So, basis of science is knowledge, and there is a right place for knowledge. I'm not saying thought is bad or wrong, but we're talking psychologically. Psychologically, it becomes a problem because we apply thinking to where it doesn't belong. Does she really love me, for example, or many other things?
I mean, there are futile thoughts.
Exactly.
Stuff that you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be thinking.
Okay.
Like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth with a hairbrush.
Yeah,
Thought was made for certain practical things. So when you're talking about a self-image, the image of yourself is made out of a bunch of thoughts, first of all. And so when your brain is quiet, then you don't have this self-image. You don't have an image. Now, question is it possible to live without any images of yourself?
No. For me, my answer to you is I can't.
But
because I'm all made up of images. You take that away from me, I got nothing.
Exactly. But wait a minute, before you say no quickly, because when you say no, you shut the door.
Interesting points of view, but the practicality of it is where I don't think
no,
it
the
works.
practical matters need to be sorted out. Whether he apologizes or you correct the record somehow, that needs to be sorted out. There's no questions about that. He was expecting me to walk in angry. But I walked in totally cool, with no image. You see, that's the key. It's a very practical thing. It's actually, you can observe your brain not making any moves. You know, come in the morning, and then when you're like that, you're really in the present. You're not stuck on some sort of a past, and that by itself totally transformed the relationship.
It wasn't as
changed.
yeah,
He changed
because
I changed also. But look, this is not such a great example. But the other thing is, there is so much prejudice in the world because it's so easy to have prejudice. Yeah. Our brains are little, and when you have prejudice, when you have conclusions, I don't like blah blah, big categories, for example. It makes you think more efficiently. So that's the challenge. You know, can I not have those prejudices? Can I see them come up as images, you know, as thoughts, and then just seeing it, just like we were talking about the psychological dependence in smoking. That when you understand that you're dependent on that, just understanding brings some change naturally. When you see that you are having an image, that seeing by itself brings an end to it. It just dies out. Your brain becomes quiet again. It's really magical. I mean, it's wonderful. And it's critical. It's important because if somebody, you know, if otherwise, if you don't do this, what do? You carry on. You build luggage fulls of memories about people. And people that came into your life, your parents, your teachers, your lovers, whatever it may be, all of those people touched you in some way. And that they shaped what you are and who you are in some way. And that's just the way it is. I have a guitar teacher in Italy who says when you play one note, that note reflects your entire past.
I heard that, yeah. I heard that.
So it's not about deleting that. It's not about removing that, denying it, getting rid of it, because it just is. That's the way it is. The way I talk is because the way I've learned to talk from hearing this person and that person, for example. It's just the way it is. So nobody's, you know, opposing that. But what I am proposing is it possible? It's just to try this question. Maybe it's not fair to quickly answer it here, but just to try that. Is it possible for that self-image to not be there? And what happens? What happens if I am in a work situation, I'm managing 10 people, and I don't have an image of how they view me? And I don't have an image of myself as some big shot manager, for example. And this doesn't mean all my qualifications are not going to be intelligently acting in the right, you know, responding to the right stimuli. But it means that there is no thought saying this is me. And yeah, all those past things that you carry as to build your self-image. I am a big shot, for example, that statement, or I am this against that, because as soon as you identify yourself with a group, you become opposed to the opposite group, for example. But all of those, is it necessary? But really, try this. But you just answered it quickly again. But if you try it, you will see that maybe it's not necessary. But it does mean death. It means psychological death. It means ending of this me which is carrying.
But it doesn't mean that I can change it. I can change it. Whatever view I have of somebody else or of myself, but I need to have one in order to change it.
What about not having?
Just isn't me.
So what if there's? But what's the me anyway? What's the me?
Wow, that's a big one.
It's not that big really, because the me. Anytime you think of yourself as me.